5 misconceptions we have about post trauma. The first one is that it requires have having to go through a big event, something very traumatic, something that happens once in a lifetime, whatever it is, being exposed to a very big trauma, war, somebody hurting you very badly, God forbid, being raped or seeing somebody get killed or whatever it is, a very, very big event has to happen in order for you to be post traumatic. That is one misconception. The truth is that small traumas, even a lot smaller than what I mentioned, can cause a post trauma. And there is something that is called complex PTSD, which means a collection of small traumas like being neglected, like not being treated as you should have, like whatever it is that you're going through for a long period of time and adds up to be a big trauma. And that is something that is post trauma, just like any other thing that can happen to you at once. So that is number one. Number two, you can see from looking at a person, the way he behaves, the way he acts, the way he functions in life, what he does, if he can go to work or whatever it is, that he is post traumatic. That is another thing that we think about post trauma, which is not true. Many people who are post traumatic, post with complex post trauma, or whatever it is, go through life and they seem to be okay. We definitely don't see anything from outside, especially if we are not part of their family of or of their very close circle, and they seem to be all right. The post-traumatic symptoms are something that is very within them, or that is happening only when they are at their very private area at home or whatever it is, that they allow themselves, or they can let these demons out, and that is where you can see the post-trauma. As from the outside, working with somebody or just being a colleague or a friend that is not that terribly close and not aware of the way the person thinks, many times we will not even see that this person is dealing with post trauma. That is number two. Number three, when whatever it is that caused the post trauma, whether it's a big event or a collection of small events, when that happened a long time ago, we tend to think or to expect that the person will get better and that this thing will stay behind him, whether he treated it in that way or another or whatever it is. But we tend to think that time heals the post trauma. And actually, it's not only not true, the opposite is true. Many times, the person you can see after something happened to them, they function, they go to work, they continue doing whatever it is that they were doing before, and the post trauma is held somewhere in their body, in the subcontents, in conscience, sorry, in whatever it is that is going inside them, and will explode. It could be many years later with some small trigger or something else reminding them of what they've been through, or just them being tired of pushing the trauma down inside into the unconscious, and then the post trauma will take over. So time doesn't heal post trauma unless you treat it the way it should be treated. Number four, when people go through a traumatic events, the one that will develop post trauma are the one that are more sensitive, less resilient, have a weaker, if you can say that, emotional personality or ability to deal with stress and traumatic events. That is definitely not true. It has nothing to do with sensitivity or the way a person's personality is built. It has to do with so many other things. If you're a sensitive person, which is something I relate to a lot in this channel, then the way the trauma goes into your system is different. But the fact that you're going into, or that you experience post-traumatic system afterward, doesn't have to do with your sensitivity, but with the way you deal with it and the way you react to it immediately, and not with your sensitivity. Number five is that post trauma stays with you forever. If you've been exposed to a traumatic event or lived a life of small traumas that collected up, this is something that you'll have to live with for the rest of your life. That is definitely not true. There are so many things that can be done, so many ways to heal, to help yourself, to make yourself better. If not to get perfectly well afterwards, which is also something that I've seen happen. But still, I mean, just changing your life, making it better, helping you deal with the trauma, helping it not run your life, not be something that is there forever, and that is the way you will have to live your life from now on. That is definitely not something that post-traumatic people have to accept and live with. You can do so many things with post-trauma, and that is very good news, and you should remember that when you're going through this experience. So that's it for today. 5 things that we get all wrong about post trauma, that misconceptions about the way post trauma behaves and the way it is. I really hope this helps you out and this finds you in a place that it can reach out to you and give you some information that you need for yourself or for your loved one. Stay tuned for the next videos in this channel. Join us in this channel and reach out to us with the form that you can see in the video's description. And I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.